we're going up to see Jenny and surprise her with her $5,000 prize. Jenny, congratulations. You're a Bunnings home ground hero.
Pretty honoured and humbled to be a Bunnings home ground hero.
It's overwhelming actually, it's humbling. It's a nice reminder about why I do this.
But yeah, just the whole sense of gratitude, man, and thankful to Bunnings and TNZ.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
You found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather.
Whoops, running on empty? Enjoy a 6 cents per litre fuel discount at your local Caltex with Pumped every day. Ah, feels good, eh? Get it at any participating Caltex.
I'm feeling the vibe from down on courtside or side track there with the teams there. E nā iwi, e nā mana, e nā reo, e nā hau e whā o te motu. Nā mihi o te rā ki a koutou. Welcome to the Bunnings Warehouse New Zealand Secondary Schools Touch Championship. Ka titero tātou ki te kimo Mahuri tāne. That's right, we're here to see the boys' plate final, and what a game we have here. It's a showdown between John McClellan and Tauranga boys. Have done very well over the last 2 days to get here to the grand final of our plate final on the number one field. I'm joined in the commentary box here by Michael Kavanagh, one of the number one what do we call you? The wingers in the world. I have to say that. I'll back that, especially in a time, mate. You were doing outstanding. And we also have one of the number one referees in the world, also with Maya Williams, joining me in the commentary box here. It's been 30 years of secondary school event touch. 30 years. We go back 30 years, back to Palmerston North for the very first one, and a shout out to Tongariro High School for winning the boys, Tongariro High School for winning the girls, and Putararu for winning the open mix. So this is our 29th year of this event. Last year we had a break, and we are greatly keen to come back to do this one more time. Everyone's excited, and as we can see, the Tauranga boys there with some recognisable names that are in our system that are doing well on the rugby field and also the touch field. As we go to the sideline, we're getting the spectators and that all around the park here, and what a great day we've had so far with some great finals. The weather hasn't been playing a big part in this. There's a few slips, but the sun is shining there. There's John McClellan College there, a few names that have been showing out. You recognise that Timu name of the legendary All Black himself, and there's some other stars in the rugby scene of the oval ball. Maya Williams, what do you got to say, my friend?
Yeah, I watched John McClellan yesterday and I was really impressed. I'm not sure what happened over the course of the rest of the day, obviously for them to get here. Must have done well, but yeah, I was really impressed with what they did yesterday. Just want to introduce the 3 referees for the game, which are Tanisha Gill, Caitlin Kimpton and Quinn Murphy. So really good crew again on this game, where I think we've seen the quality of the refereeing and the impact that it has on making it a really quality experience for the players. And the lead referee there, Caitlin Kimpton, for this one. She's been around for ages, but I don't even think she's close to 20 yet. That's how good she is at such a young age.
Oh, exactly, mate. I'm feeling the nerves. This 2-minute music always hypes me up, and I'm sure the referees feel it. Did you feel it, Maya, when you used to be out there?
Yeah, I loved it. I really did love it. And I remember a lot of people trying to get rid of the 2-minute music. They said it was terrible, but I don't know. It just becomes so much of the pre-game mentality. It got you ready, and then it was bang, we're off.
Oh, hoi anō, as we get into the game with Tauranga boys working from your left to your right on the screen in the blue and white, taking on John McClellan with the beautiful white uniform there with a touch of green and yellow. Green and yellow, red and yellow. Sorry, my friend. Michael Kavanagh, you'll be seeing the action, and there's a nice slide dive. Is it from the wing or the link? And it's a great start from Tauranga boys. Talk us through it.
As we go to the Apollo Projects replay here, we can just see a nice second phase play. And like all good second phase players, they reach out to initiate that touch on the defender, giving that dummy half every opportunity to get a nice quick ball off the deck. As we see Tauranga Boys College being able to cross to make the opening score of the game 1 touchdown to 0.
Yeah, seen that a lot yesterday in the live stream, George. Almost all of the 6 games, the team who tapped off went down and scored, and often there was a bang-bang, the team come back and counted, as we see John McGlashan here going in. I think that's the 4th there, 2 more, so they want to get back to the middle and set something up so they can have a crack.
Yeah, you got to love the bang-bang. You talked about one end to the other, scoring touchdown at one end, then going back the other, and let's see if we've got that. And there we go. Pulls out the gun, pop gun, machine gun. We got it right now. Touchdown for number 8.
Yeah, and we saw that player yesterday, Stanley McClure, number 9. He was the director of their offense, and once again here we see him entering the line. Sees that the player there, he's looking at the defensive player rather than the attacker, having every trust that his whole line's going to be there, and he just makes a good decision, pops it, hits it short, and a good finish there by Alex Pipinga.
Oh, Pipinga getting on the board, and we also got a new dick on the board as well, so that's 1 apiece for both teams.
Not sure that was a try. It looks like Tauranga Boys actually had a turnover. It must have been called a forward pass. At first sight, I thought it was a forward pass, but then it looked like the referee was going back for to give the try.
So it was obviously a penalty. That you have, my friend. There's a referee eye you had. You saw it.
However, they got another chance here to get that one they just missed out on.
Yeah, we see John McGlashan here. They're looking for that pump pass again off that 33 peel in the middle. Just asking for the count. I think I saw he was asking, is that 4? So we've got 2 touchdowns left in this as we see the 5th touch. Looking for a right to left. He kind of looked like he was going to throw it. Seen that there wasn't anything on. Tried to throw short, and then a little bit of a Benji pass around the back wasn't able to go to hand.
Yeah, and the pass around the back was all good. It was Haere Tonu. It was play on. We thought it was going to be a touch and pass, but no, he got it out the back, and there was an opportunity there.
Yeah, Tauranga Boys, they'll be looking to centralise their attack here as they get their fresh summers on. Bit of a goosey there, trying to evade that defensive structure that the John McGlashan team have had, and just a nice strong touch there from the John McGlashan side, able to create an error there from Tauranga Boys. So they'll look to come down the field and look to level this game up.
Yeah, talking about those 1%ers, nice strong touches. Most of the time you see 2 hands on the chest, not allowing them to do a good dump. See there on the shoulder. And if you can do that for all 6 touches, it's going to make a hard job for those attacking drives.
Yeah, we see McClure again there, just entering the game, being able to put his mark on the game. And unfortunately for them, the defender was able to get into that passing lane and knock the ball down to give them 6 again.
I think it's going to be a busy day for the Tauranga link at the closest to the bottom of the screen. It seems to be the channel that they're really trying to attack John McGlashan. The first 2 times the link lost a bit of connection. The last 2 times it shot hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go back into a 33 peel type play and they did the exact opposite of what I said, which is great. I like it, just like what the Ngātai Aotea kids did.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've got a fresh set here, so they've got 6 more, and I think this is the 2nd penalty now on the line. What happens if we get 1 or more of those, Maya?
Someone gets to have a rest for a little bit until they get the possession back. We've seen that happen yesterday. 3 penalties in a row on the scoreline, and 1 player was removed, so it was 6 on 5 until the offending team got the ball back.
Obviously from a player perspective, as we see John McGlashan there, and this time they won't be denied, and it's that same player, Alex Pipinga. As we go to the multi-active replay, he's able to just sweep, player sweeps around, looks to dummy, fools the defender, and just a good reaching dive, able to control the ball as it just makes the line. And the John McGlashan, they level this up.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex Pipinga, because I'd already put a try on the score sheet for you, and then you've answered my prayers and made it back to normal. I don't have to pull out the twink.
Maya, we talk about how difficult it can get when it comes down to 5v6 in terms of when we're playing. From an adjudicating standpoint, is it different when there's 5 players on the field to identify your position of where you have to be?
Yeah, it's weird you say that, but you get used to being in certain channels as a referee, and depending on where the ball is and depending on which part of the field you're on. And so when you're normally sitting in the middle channel, and then suddenly now there's only 5. Where is that channel? So it definitely does give you a bit of a different picture peripherally, but it's a little bit easier because normally the attack tends to score, and it's a lot more obvious how they do it.
As you see John McGlashan coming through the field there, but a little bit similar to the girls' game that we just witnessed in the previous round. Just those little intricacies of those 4 passes off the ruck. It's something that we can definitely work on as we look at the New Zealand carbon farming replay.
Yeah, when you see a referee running past like that, running the other direction, you kind of know that it's going to be a penalty going the other way, so you want to get back on side. Speaking on side, John McGlashan are back on side, and they're in their own half. So Tauranga are in the place to be right now with 2 touches down, with 4 to go. Over the top.
6 again, boys, or border ground?
Well, I'm going with the referee. Border ground there. John McGlashan. Great defence.
I like it how you do that. I'm going with the referee there. It's just like when you're on the field, you would disagree with the call in the most nicest way possible. The referee never knew that you were disagreeing. And silver tongue, sorry. Here we go, John McGlashan now on attack again. That was a little bit of an angle plant. Got away with it. Didn't cost them too much, Tauranga boys.
Channel. Yeah, number 4 from John McGlashan, Charlie Bren. He's definitely put himself into the game by trying to get on the back end of some of their attacking sets. So let's look for him to see if he can feature a little bit more through the second half of this first half. As Tauranga boys, they get their subset around, centralising their attack, trying to look for their 5th and final strike dump. As they cross the 10, good pick up there from half. Bit of a goosey looking for a hole, try to split the defence. Unfortunately, couldn't get through, and both touches were able to make the touch on the singlet. John McGlashan rucking out of trouble here. They'll be looking for much similar to what Tauranga boys did in the last set. They were able to get to a good completion, and that's probably not what they wanted. And maybe that was something that was talked about from referee to referee, was those angle plants, as John McGlashan just get sniped there for not playing the ball square.
Yeah, again, the picture doesn't tell the true story of how slippery the conditions are underfoot, and you can see that they're really struggling, particularly when they're at speed, to roll the ball square. Once again, body not going over the ball that time as opposed to an angle plant.
Does that mean that the ball wasn't played under your feet, Mark?
Not so much under your feet, but under the torso of your body, so from your waist to your shoulders.
John McGlashan just trying to control their set here, try and get to that attacking zone.
Right. Sorry, Cav. Right to left long ball outside the wing, this will be. Yes, that's exactly how I called it. It's Cav, if you were on the right-hand side defensive line for the Tauranga boys, because initially they went through the middle link channel, and then the link started to shut, then they went outside that, and then the winger started to shut. Do you think they're setting them up to go out to the long ball right to left? How do you do that when there's just all the attack seems to be right to left?
Yeah, sometimes I guess when there's cues of what's becoming common trends, then you'd be trying to identify if that away from the box side middle was able to make as many touches as possible. It would allow you a lot stronger opportunity as a defensive unit on that saving side to be able to make that touch. So we sometimes call that making it a longer short side to allow a better chase out. But in that instance, John McGlashan were able to make sure that they got that drop to the right side of centre, and maybe they picked up that they were shutting hard. As we look at the Bayleys replay, just a good Geordie in. Identifies he doesn't need to play it to that live player, and he sends a nice long ball all the way over the top. I think that was number 9, Stanley McClure, out to Jack Timu in the corner, and John McGlashan extend this lead to 2 touchdowns to 1. Tauranga boys, they're playing with a lot of patience. It's just kind of been in terms of when they're getting into their try-scoring areas or their opportunity to be able to attack that line. It's just been a few areas, whether it's been stepping over the ball or not square, that's really let them down. So they'll be looking to complete the set here as we see a 33 peel with another right to left. And that's just too easy as it goes onto the outside of the winger, and the link's able to score there.
It almost looked like he thought there might have been a forward pass, and he was getting ready for the referee to call a penalty, but it was a try.
Yeah, as we look at the Apollo Projects replay, number 8 there from John McGlashan, Landon Monk sends it over the top to the link there. I think that was number 9, Gideon Lasunga scoring in the corner, but please forgive me, I missed the number just as his back was turned if that wasn't his player. My apologies, I think that was Reef Newdick that was able to score that one for Tauranga Boys to level this at 2-2, so well done. As John McGlashan through Stanley McCullough again, he's definitely looking like their primary attacker, Georgie.
Yeah, he's a man that they've been working with throughout this tournament, and like we have for this half, he's come into his action, so we'll see him go throughout the game, and they'll be going to that man a few more times throughout this game.
2-2, it's obviously it's even, but it doesn't seem to really be even in terms of what I would suggest the dominance of John McGlashan have been in this first half.
Yeah, I guess they've had a lot more opportunity with the ball, and that's probably just the letdown through a few simple areas from Tauranga Boys College, as we just see on the Caltex replay here, able to see a good defensive set there, and just the juggle of the ball there. He was trying to fool the ref that he hadn't caught it yet, but the ref's doing a very good job there to see that the touch was made first. Tauranga Boys attacking into the line, trying to get a quick pass into the corner there. I think for Tauranga Boys there, they probably would have been a little bit more better to go to the short side. It looked like that player was still trying to travel back. It would have probably created a little bit of a hole on that outside to try and find his outside unit to try and cross. Weather maybe playing a little bit of a part on the ball there, as we see a little bit of a fumble as it was getting to the ground, but good work by the John McGlashan player there to regather it before he played the ball.
Yeah, as you could see, they're not a great set, you would say, Kev, off their line. I think that was almost the 4th touch, and they hadn't even got over halfway, and then they have an error in the roll ball. So a good opportunity for Tauranga Boys here to have a fresh set in the attacking half.
Yeah, I think John McGlashan almost sold themselves a lemon there by trying to look at the referee of whether that was a lost control, and it just really slowed down their attacking set. As we see a little bit of a juggle there from the Tauranga Boys players, they attack into the line. Nice little bounce out there from the link, number 14, Jackson Wood. And he's done all too well there as he slipped between both the wing and the link defender. Great try there from Tauranga Boys, as we see on the multi-active replay, just a nice left to right pass. He was able to get a nice bounce, good reach, and he manages to beat the reach of both defenders to the try line, and Tauranga Boys take a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, Paikari, that was a great finish there by a young Tauranga man. Now they've taken the lead 3-2 with 5 tries in this first half, and the coaches must be doing a great job feeding messages on. And speaking of coaches, we would like to find out who our top coaches of this tournament. If you'd like to go to our Facebook page to see and give the action, and talking about action, there's another touchdown. Let's have a look at it. Not known for his drop kicks, but number 14 got a beautiful touchdown right then.
Yeah, Harry Ollenshaw there on the corner, assuming or potential brother or cousin to Cooper that's in the team as well. So good family connection there for the Ollenshaws, and great to see that Harry's able to dot one down on the board for John McGlashan.
Maybe a little bit of bad luck for Tauranga and a little bit of good luck for John McGlashan. It didn't look like the defender actually made the touch, and that's why he had turned around and was protesting to the referee that it was a no touch. But as they say, play to the whistle. Good chase out by the winger there from John McGlashan. Did he get there in time? Doesn't look like it. Sideline gives the all clear, and referee gives the try.
Yeah, Sam Cottier there, he made every attempt, as we'll see this here on the Bayleys replay, to be able to make that touch. He was demanding it in the corner, but as featuring again that number 12, Case Mayer from Tauranga Boys, he's able to find number 4, Max Broadmoor, in the corner. And with a good dive, he's able to take a lead here for Tauranga Boys as we near the end of the first half.
2 touches to go in this set, I would say. John McGlashan will want to set it up in this one. Seem to pepper the right-hand side a bit in this latter half of this first half. Last three sets down here on attack, they've gone there. This will be their last touch. may have travelled a tad forward, either of those two.
Oh, that could have been try of the tournament. It went through a few sets of hands before coming off ahead, but unfortunately the balls travelled forward from that, and John McGlashan weren't able to level this up just on half-time.
As we have a little look on the replay to see what happened there, but there was no touchdown. Oh, there's that drop kick again. He finds the sideline, and that takes us into the half-time break. Tauranga will be happy with that one, taking the scoreline 4-3. We'll be back after a short break. Fill your cup of teas, get your water sorted, get comfy. Touch, what a game.
We're going up to see Jenny and surprise her with her $5,000 prize. Jenny, congratulations. You're a Bunnings home ground hero.
Pretty honoured and humbled to be a Bunnings home ground hero.
It's overwhelming actually, it's humbling. It's a nice reminder about why I do this.
But yeah, just the whole sense of gratitude, man, and thankful to Bunnings and TNZ.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you. We're going to go once. We're going twice. And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bayleys finding buyers that others can't.
Hoki mai anō, welcome back to the second half of the grand final between the Mahuri final of the Open Men's there between Tauranga and John McGlashan, and the scoreline is 4-3. We're here in Rotorua, Bay of Plenty, Rotorua, the home of the 30-metre tour, Pōhutu Geyser, and we've seen about 30-metre passes today, and we'll see a few more. And as we have the second half, John McGlashan start off with the tap ball, working on your screens, left to right in the white, red and yellow.
Yeah, John McGlashan here just entering the half, looking for a sweep play around the back, just doesn't go to hand. He's probably got a little bit too far in front of the ruck there, but he has been featuring here, Charlie Breen. We saw him a little bit through the middle part of the first half, and then it was a little bit more of Stanley McCure, so opportunity here for Breen. Obviously has some experience with controlling the attacks, so let's see what he can do as they enter towards the 7 on this attacking set. As he looks to get it back, he's running back to the short side, a little bit of a show and go. Tries to get around the middle defender. Good patience there from the link, stepping off the line and able to close the space for Tauranga boys.
Sam Williams seemed to be, must have got the tap on the shoulder from the coach at half-time to get involved. He's been involved. Oh, where did that ball go?
Yeah,
didn't see too much in the first half, but seems to be the guys on the ball in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see how Sam Williams goes, number 15 for John McGlashan. What do we got here?
Yeah, just a little bit of an injury, I think in the in goal there. So an opportunity for both Kayakos here to be able to have a little bit of a word to their team, a little bit of an extension to maybe what was talked about at half time. But I hope that plays well at the back, as we can just see the attendant there just making sure that everything's okay, and Tauranga boys look to ruck out of trouble. And that's good awareness there from the dummy half. You saw that the player had overshot the mark and made sure that he didn't release the ball. Some intricacies that are very important in terms of keeping that momentum of the game and not turning the ball over, especially in your own half.
You spoke of the kaiako before, the coaches, and they're very important to this game. And you can see the difference where these schools get a touch IQ person coming in to help their teams out. You'll see them within their plays, their defensive structures. You'll see a lot of 33 peel plays, 32 peel plays. Sweeping plays are all prominent plays in the proper game of touch, and you can tell there's some great touch experience from the referees, the kaiakos. Oh, sorry, kaiwawals controlling the game, and the kaiakos that are coaching the game.
Seems to be a little bit flat, Kev. Any reason for that, do you think? Is it the nerves? Tight game, both teams want to win. Great scoop here by number 3 from John McGlash, and unfortunately couldn't connect with anyone, which has obviously meant good defence from Tauranga boys, mirroring their opponents.
Yeah, sometimes I guess when you get messages at half-time and then you come onto the field and maybe things don't go all your way in the opening minutes, you can probably get a level of flustered. And I think maybe both teams, they just need to control themselves into the game. Obviously, Tauranga boys with that lead, they don't want to sit on that, they want to extend it. But then on the flip side, you've got John McGlashan who are chasing the scoreboard to try and level this game up and then to go one ahead. As we see Stanley McClure here, off to Bren. Nice short pass.
What's the call? Referee looks like she'd play through, but then go back and make the touch.
And that's great adjudicating there from Tanisha. No, she saw that, as we see that little trick play, we saw a few of them yesterday, that little roost around the back, faking the 32 loop, able to fool that first middle shutter. You find some space with a good left to right pass to Timu, who's crossing for his second. As we look to the Caltex replay, you'll see here the 32 short, he just doesn't give it to him. The middle goes to shut in, and a great left to right pass, and great finish by Jack in the corner.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kev. I think it was the Manukura girls who did that quite a few times, playing against the Hamilton girls high in yesterday's live game.
Yeah, and I think they were able to get a couple off the back end of it as well that was able to lever the score up, and I think it was a similar scoreline, about 4-4 when that happened. So maybe it's something that John McGlashan watched on the live stream after yesterday and thought, hey, we'll give it a crack as well.
Is that a new thing, Kev? I can't say I've seen it much in the secondary school competitions prior to this year.
The first time I think I saw it was in one of the state cups over in Australia, so maybe it's something that we've found from a few teams over there, but hey, if it's working then I guess why not give it a crack. So hopefully Tauranga boys can identify that they know that that's going to happen, and be able to change their defensive structure for when that gets thrown at them.
There's a number of harmony creeping into the game. I think that's the 5th penalty in the first 5 minutes of the second half. So the team who can be a little bit more disciplined around that area, not give piggybacks or not help teams off their line, I think they're going to give themselves the best chance of finishing this game in the way they want to. Easy yards up the middle there by Williams, Sam Williams there, number 15 for John McGlashan on the front foot. Nice drive, nice pick. Ooh, 2 people running for the same hole.
Yeah, just thought obviously a bit of energy coming from the box, saw a hole, both of them tried to take it, and unfortunately not one of them were able to catch the pass there from McClure. Oh, and that's probably the first ruck penalty we've actually seen of the day, Meyer, I think. Yeah,
and I can't say I've seen too many yesterday as well, so yep. But again, just another penalty. I think that's penalty number 6. As you can see, Tauranga gets a start from their 10-metre defensive line as opposed to having to come off their box where there might be 3 or 4 where they are now. So just needing that discipline. I'm sure that's what the coaches are saying in the box to the players in there.
Yeah, and it's good to see Max Broadmoor. I think that was the boy that was out the back with a little bit of an injury before, so it's good to see that everything's all good and he's able to continue to be able to finish this game. As we see Tauranga boys, 32 pick, looking for some space into the end goal. Good shutting defence there by Bren. Able to nullify the Tauranga boys' attack.
See what Tauranga can do on defence. Just a really strong set, getting forward, trying to shut down the yards, but be disciplined, staying out of the ruck, nice and easy touches and getting back to the ref.
It was definitely one of John McGlashan's strong point yesterday there, rucking as they came through the orange. Under a little bit of pressure today, they've been a little bit quiet, but they're picking it up as the game goes on, and they're looking for this man with a bit of speed here. Number 3, Zach Cunningham. He's showing a fine turn of foot here in the second half, so he's obviously brought a bit of energy since half time, and John McGlashan will be looking for more of that to finish this second half. Tauranga boys just a little bit sloppy there entering their orange. They weren't able to get a smooth transition, so good pressing defence there from the John McGlashan side. able to make it a little bit tough for Tauranga to get into a good strike zone as we see them there. Just play it just beyond the 10. Nice little slider play, looking for some good draw and pass action. And it goes hand to hand to hand, and that's number 1, Mitchell Davenport, being able to score his first pero of the game. And that's just good awareness there from the Tauranga boys.
Yeah, nice setup from Aaron Riley there. Looks like another Riley that I've reffed a million times. Not sure if they're any relation, just because you've got the same last name don't mean your cousins. Well, if it's Māori it normally does, but here he is again on defence. 5-4, seems to be a little bit of tit for tat. John McGlashan goes short side. Wow, that was easy. Nice little fake out to his link. Made the defender shoulder out and easily went in for the try.
Yeah, as we look to the New Zealand Carbon Farming replay, just straight away, gets on the outside of the middle, good ball fakes, and we've seen a few of that within this game. Just that nice pump of the ball gives that defender two minds, thinks that the pass is going, and in that instance, the link released out to a man-on opportunity, and Bren, he took advantage of the space and levels this game up at five apiece.
Here we have Reef Newdick on attack, setting things up with Case. Fake bounce out on the short side, come back to the middle. Quick roll ball. Case here, what does he do with it? Ooh, unfortunately brought it around.
Casey, just blitz.
We just heard a blitz call from the box, so we might be looking for a bit of a defensive press here to try and stop John McGlashan from getting to a good transition onto the field. So look for a bit of a strong flying defence here from the Tauranga boys team, trying to stop John McGlashan getting good yards. And maybe it's worked. Maybe that blitz is exactly what they needed, as Tauranga boys are able to achieve what they wanted, which is ball in their own half. And they're able to try and extend the game here and take a lead.
6 minutes to go, as Kimmel would have said yesterday. These are the championship minutes, Kev. I'm not coach of either of these teams, so I don't really care who wins. I'm going to call it drop-off. It's going to be a drop-off.
We haven't seen a drop-off today, Maya, but it's definitely an entertaining side of touch football. And hopefully we'll be able to show that to our viewers at home as we see a lovely chase out. A little bit of a wrapping touch as he makes it in the corner. Good defence there by John McGlashan.
I was actually talking to another person who's as weird as I am, Kev, around. We don't get to see the drop-off as much as we should, right? Obviously, they only happen in our games that require a result, which are normally about half of the games we have on the last day of any tournament. Ooh, that was a close one there. Unlucky there, Tauranga boys. And we were talking about ways of how we could make the drop-off more prevalent within the tournament, and so that there's more of them. Talking about, two points for touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of the second half and stuff like this. So, those ideas were pretty silly. That's why they haven't been implemented. But it would be great to see drop-offs almost in every game. How good. Obviously not as a player or a coach, but just as a spectator, it's just the best part of our touch, seeing them go down to 3 players and the field and the different tactics. It's almost like a new game.
Yeah, it would be an awesome spectacle to see, and I guess the greatest thing about the Whakatane Touch Championships is that on Friday night, if you're able to get down to it in the first weekend of January, I think it's January 6th and 7th this year, you'll be able to see a drop-off tournament held. But maybe that's something for the organisers that they could definitely think about, whether it's on the first day of the tournament, every team throws a team together and we're able to put a bit of a spectacle on for those family and friends at home that are unsure about what a drop-off looks like.
Oh, ka pai. And speaking of making the games nice and close, legend of the man in Wellington, Brian Morgan used to run quite a few touch competitions, especially corporate ones. He had a rule: if you were more than 2 points behind, every try after that was worth 2 points. And it got a lot closer to the game. So if you were getting beaten by 6, you just needed 3 tries to get back in the game. And there was more draws within the game, or more rites, as we call it, which is the Māori word for draw. Extra time, wa tāpiri. That's what you want, Maya? That's what you want to see here today?
Kia ora, that's what I want. That'd be awesome. Never wanted it as a ref because you're already tired after 40, so you didn't need any more, but definitely that's what I want to see while I'm sitting here in the commentary box. Back to the game, 5-all Cab, last 3 minutes. Haven't really seen much over the last 3 minutes. Set play here from A number 10 from Tauranga. Is it? Oh, good pass. Open space. Chase Monks.
Yeah, well done, Chase. He lived up to his name. He was making the defender chase him all the way to the try line and just strides in there. Beautiful one-handed put down, the confidence of the man. And Tauranga boys, they take a 1-point advantage with only 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. John McGlashan will be looking to answer back. They want to be trying to take this into those extra minutes where a drop-off will be created. We'll be looking at that man, Stanley McClure. He's been very evident in the John McGlashan attack, along with Brent, and both of them featuring here as they go back to that little slide play. It's a repeat of his last one. And that's just great awareness by those two boys, understanding that it worked for them last time. As we look to the Bunnings Warehouse replay, almost a repeat show of what happened before, just maybe lost his feet there, unfortunately, for the Tauranga boys defender. And Brent was able to take advantage again with that nice little pumping pass. That link just able to release out. And great touchdown there for John McGlashan.
154. I'm actually getting nervous just because I want to drop off. I sort of don't want anyone to score. If someone does, then let's quickly go down and score again. But here's Tauranga boys. They don't want to drop off. They want to score right here. Bounce out again. Yes, they practiced it before. Didn't go to it a few sets ago, but this time they do go to number 10 from Tauranga, Reef Muted.
And that's Caleb Roberts scoring in the quarter. My apologies if I read that 7 as a 1 earlier in the game. That might be his second one out there. And that's awesome. That's awesome work from Tauranga boys. Just a good changing point of attack. They looked open side in the one beforehand, and they were able to execute one to the short side there with the winger just coming off his line. Maybe should have trusted his inside a little bit better to stay up, but good awareness there from the Tauranga boys crew.
Come on, John McGlashan. Here's Breen. Do they go to their pet play? Get the ball back, go the outside. Oh, didn't this time. Change up. The man, there he is. He'd done it the last 2 times he'd been down there. Got the quickie, went on the outside. This time they knew they'd shut harder. So passed it inside, and one of the easiest. There's the slam dunk. Haven't seen one today till then, but that one's okay because it draws it up, and we're an inch closer to getting to this drop-off.
Yeah, putting a statement on the game, these two boys are for John McGlashan. A bit of ping-pong action here as we see Tauranga boys go down one end, and now John McGlashan, they may get the last chance at this. Will we see those two boys come back onto the field? Tauranga boys, they'll just be wanting to edge out this last 20 seconds here. They'll want to make sure that they don't give away any silly penalties leading into the line. And there we have it, Bren, McClure, they come back onto the field. As we move into the final 5 seconds, maybe one touch left. There's the hooter. Caitlin gives it play on, looking for a pass over the top. Doesn't go to hand.
And we have it, first drop off for the 2022 Secondary School Bunnings Touch Nationals here on live TV. What's the thoughts here, Kev? So you're in the drop off. We have to start pretty much in a minute's time. What are you thinking as a player when you've been in this situation?
I love these type of moments, Maya. Like any time a drop off comes, it's like, you know, you either stand up or sit down, and that kind of all it comes down to, really. You've got to have that confidence that you're going to back your ability when you're out there. And I guess for those that are of a competitive nature, you know that you want to be in these big type of moments, and I think this is where big players and those with a lot of mental strength will stand up. But for those that are unfamiliar, we have a new rule with the drop-off now, where it's now 4-on-4, extra time of 2 minutes, and those that are in that team that is ahead at the end of that 2 minutes will take the win. However, if we still have a draw at the end of those 2 minutes, we take one player off and it moves down to 3-on-3. Golden point scenario where that team that scores first, when it becomes 3-on-3, will take this final.
So much more space. See the defenders quite tight, and those edge defenders must be just so nervous as to how much space is outside them. Really important to stay connected here, Kev.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a prediction here on who possibly may win or secure this team. I haven't been in too many successful ones lately, but it's definitely enjoyable to watch. So I'm happy for those whānau and friends at home, or even just fans of the game. You know, you're able to see the spectacle of drop-off footy as we're moving it to the end of this first minute period. Tauranga boys with the ball on attack. I think that's touch 3, so they got 3 to go. It's probably more important to try find some field position here. You know, you don't get too many opportunities on the scoreline. As we move into that 5th touch, Tauranga boys, they move to the right edge, looking for a wraparound play. Can't find it. Trying to find space on the left. Late cut, coming back to the right. Keeps the ball alive. Sends it out wide to the winger. Looking to find space on the outside. Finds a man inside. Wraps around again. Tauranga boys keeping the ball alive here. Finds a little bit of space on the outside, but great defence there from McClure. If he's not on attack, he's doing it on defence. 30 seconds left in this drop-off.
John McGlashan here, they'll really want to strike here. They can score a touchdown, should be game over. All on the outside.
Yeah, the legs will be tiring here as we move into the final seconds of this drop-off. Bren, the man of the hour, he's got the ball in hand, looking to get it back. Great square shoulders from the defender. He was able to make sure he made that chase out. Maybe the last play here. Looking like we might be going to 3-on-3. Good chase out by that middle defender. And there we have it. We're going to 3-on-3 as we see a Takata Poro ball to ground.
Kev, obviously with less players on the field, there's more space, but yet we're seeing both teams, in particular Tauranga Boys High, be quite central with what they're doing. Is it more advantageous to move a team laterally and go side to side to try and get those disconnections happening in defence?
I guess we can't take away maybe the mental fatigue of how hard both of these teams have worked to get to this point. You know, maybe their 10th or 11th game of the tournament. I'm not too sure how many they had in round play, but I can imagine the lungs are hurting, the legs are burning, and they're just trying to create anything from nothing. As we see Tauranga boys crossing the half here, they'll be looking to get down to that scoreline or just create some space. I think if they created a bit of width through a good long pass off the deck, try to create a bit of lateral movement, create that middle defender to run a bit more, as we see here. As he gets into the end goal here, he's looking to find his man, a bit of patience. Tauranga boys leaves his feet, does Temu. Good pass out to the right. McClure, he's trying to... maybe the weather here, a little bit tough underfoot for the Tauranga boys team. Bit of a goosey. Oh, that's great defence from the John McClashan team there.
See what I mean? This is so much better than when we got 6-on-6 out there. There was some great touch. It almost didn't look like touch. I don't know what it was. Dodgeball, I'm not sure. But that is what you call entertainment there, Kev. Now it's John McClashan's turn to have 3-on-3 and see what they can do. Gas here. This will be interesting. Good pick up from Riley.
Yeah, fortunate for Tanisha there that the boys were able to stop as the sideline was coming. She was bracing for impact.
Have you ever bowled a ref?
I can't remember if I have or not, to be honest, Maya, but a few players I've definitely bumped into when been in that mirroring position, but that's all part of the game.
Giving some direction. It's Breen here. Pick up, overlap. Let's see what the mirror defence is like from Tauranga boys. Throws it into space. The number 3 from McGlashan obviously lost his man. What a try. This is awesome. That's the best 3 minutes, probably 4 minutes of touch I've seen all weekend. And the touch before that's been awesome. Kev, that is great touch, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess the excitement that you heard there from John McGlashan as the cheers went up, the supporters very happy with their team. As John McGlashan, they were able to find their way into the end goal, and it was the man of the hour, Zach Cunningham. He featured very heavily with his speed through that second half, and he was able to evade his player, but take nothing away from this Tauranga Boys College team. They gave everything. They were the first team to be able to get into the end goal down the other end, but just weren't able to find a player, and that just goes to show the efforts of both sides here in this plate final.
Well, I'm speechless, guys. What a great game. We got to a far tapiri, a drop-off, and that's what we want to see in the grand finals here for the Mahuri, the plate final between the boys, Tauranga boys and John McGlashan. John McGlashan get the title with 8-7 on the scoreboard. We'd like to thank Bunnings, Whakaara Māori, Bayleys Real Estate, Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming, and our team at Stream Shop for getting us the beautiful shots for us to commentate to. Chucky, the snake provider, you did a great job out there. We'll see you soon in the big showdown for the Cup Finals. Touch. What a game.